All right, cut myself off there, but we're back with part 2 of 18 Land Obsession with Zealand. This is the memory lapse. Whoa, that was my new phone falling onto the keyboard. And we're going to try to get a couple more wins here before we call it a night and head to the rooftop.
What?
If you're up for it.
Oh, what's on the rooftop besides?
Our neighbors.
Right now?
Not yet, soon.
Oh, okay.
This looks like it might be a keep because if we get an island, it's like dope, right?
There's an opt.
Yeah,
Two.
so we'll keep it.
Butt fingers.
I'm going to assume, I'm going to, in good faith, assume that they meant Butterfingers and just got distracted while they were logging in this name. Because no one in their right mind would name themselves Buttfingers, right?
Probably several people, to be honest.
I guess. I am on the older side of millennial, so I'm not up on all the trends.
Push.
Yeah, I think we just want island. There we go. So against green-white, we're just slamming Djinns until we win.
Do you think you flash in here?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to have another time to flash it.
Yeah. I think... Yeah.
We're just racing here.
Yeah, it's gonna get, removed.
Yeah, but if they want to spend their whole turn removing this, we're just going to play another... Like, it's going to be Conclave Tribunal if they remove it.
We hope. Okay.
So they're spending their turn to do this. That's okay.
Hopefully draw island and we protect the next one. Boom. Ouch.
We trade back 2 damage. We're just going to keep playing them.
Alright. At some point in the next few turns.
We're not going to make the same mistake we did before. Oh, they're just on the mono Conclave Tribunal draw.
They can't have the third one, right? But are also rear destroyed.
Yeah. I kind of think, do we just play this Merfolk and hold back Wizard's Retort for like a big spell that we might play here?
We're also getting to the point where we need to start worrying about March.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like we have to just
swing.
See if they pull the trigger here on March for 3. Yeah. This is better to use here, right?
Probably.
I mean, I guess you could argue that we should do this if we want to dive down, but I think we want the dive down for whenever we draw the 4th land.
Okay.
For... Well, this is where 18 land punished us, because if we did draw a 4th land, I think we win this very easily on turn 3.
What's the standard? 20 land?
Yeah, 20 or 21 land.
I think 19 might be a pretty good sweet spot.
We really did just want one more so that we could play dive down back up, and we would have won this race.
Yeah.
Like, they would play Tribunal, we counter it, and we just...
Okay, so now you just have to pull back to block. So you just get in for 3, right?
Yep. And then play Stormtamer.
Yep.
And if they go for a big spell, we'll just counter it again.
Yep. The downside is if they have a big spell here, you need to follow it up with Tristani. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have 1 in hand. Okay. Oh.
Yep, we just wanted 1 land.
They did gain the life.
Yeah, that's good for us.
Maybe opt first.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Bless you. Only 17 cards down.
Well, you're not gonna.
I think we just play Djinn. I think we have to. And the 1/1 blocks here. I think we just play the Djinn and don't attack at all. If they answer it, we answer it. Like we're up 3 cards. Like they have 1 card left. Time for them to put up or shut up. If we untap here, I think we're actually okay with Wizard's Retort and dive down.
Yeah.
Alright, so they just ripped that March.
Wait.
That sucks.
It's called Sleep.
Yeah, we didn't draw it. They ripped March number 3.
Who even plays 3 Marches?
3 Marches and 2 Conclave Tribunals in their top 16 cards. That's pretty good.
And Double Knight.
Yeah, I mean, this is like actually such a banana card. Like it's, I don't know. I don't think this card is very playable right now, which really breaks my heart because it was one of my favorite cards.
Let's scoop.
Just scoop. Call it. That was super unfortunate. Were we supposed to just run out the 3rd Tempest Djinn? Like I think we just need to draw another land.
I kind of feel like I don't know. This is probably not an 18 land deck.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that this experiment has got me thinking about is, yeah, like the breakpoints exist, and you can manipulate the breakpoints to get you to the number of land in hand you want to start with. But, like for example, like the black-green deck, like you could argue, okay, we have 4 elves, we could go up to 4 of the 2-drop, the druid that makes mana. And you could argue that could be an 18-land deck, right? Because you just want 2 lands in your hand plus accelerators, or plus explore creatures, but the less lands you have in the deck, then the less likely you are to hit them off explore, which means you're not getting that velocity element out of the deck that you need to keep churning through and making your land drops. And same thing for decks like this and the Izzet deck that play a lot of cantrips and draw 2 discard 1s. Like, you don't want to be in a position where you're spending your entire turn 3 burning cantrip cards just to find a land drop, just because you cheated on land.
Yeah. So
the solution might be that instead of being at the bottom of the breakpoint, you want to be at the top of the breakpoint. Like, you still want to be at 2 lands in the starting hand, but instead of being at 18, maybe you want to be at 21. Not at 22. You don't want the 3rd land in your opener, because you want that critical mass of spells or the chance to get that creature plus curiosity.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing to experiment with.
So I think that might be the next direction to go, is trying 21 land in a lot of these decks instead of 18. Like 21 land. I think maybe the only exception is like red deck. But I don't even want to play red deck because I don't want to play all the mirrors.
It's miserable. Don't play it.
Like how awful would it be just to watch like 6 mirrors in a row? And I think maybe the same thing. The only exception is control. Like I think 26 is right for Esper. I think in this situation.
Well, best of 3 you do want the 27, but best of 1 you can cheat down.
Yeah, and best of 1 I like 26 a lot. And having 3 lands in the opener. Actually, we in the Esper series we've gotten pretty unlucky where we've got like weirdly 1 land hands and shit. Like this should never get served to you, according to Zvi at least. But you know, there's a difference between what WotC says the system does and what the system actually does. Because
they might not be sure.
Because who knows like how well they've implemented it. So if we were going to go to 21 here, which would be standard, we'd end up trimming
probably like the sleep.
Probably we could keep the sleep, but I think you end up trimming like these spell pierces, which are super situational, and maybe one dive down.
I think dive down is like really good.
Dive down is one of the best because it's just there's so many games where you play something, they try to kill it, you dive down, you win.
Like maybe the sprites.
The sprites, yeah, the sprites can go. I've seen people in the comments telling me Charter Course should go. I kind of like 2. Like 2 seems like a fine number, but I mean maybe some combination of the counter spells can go because we're pretty heavy. We have Scatters, Wizard's Retorts, and Dispersal. So there's a lot of places you could look to trim to add 3 more here. This shell is like surprisingly flexible considering it feels
like
tight.
48 core cards and then 12 flex spots.
Yeah, it's really good. So maybe we come back to this at 21 and see how it feels. Same thing for some of the other decks. Like I think Phoenix, try at 21. Maybe Green White we have at 22. Maybe we try this Explorer deck at 21. So that's something to think about. But that's it for this one. It's time for us to convene to the rooftop and have some whiskey before you go. You have to go home to the wife, right?
I do.
What time? Well,
I just got some text messages. I'll check them.
All right. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that off mic. But thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been a fun night. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry that we didn't win with the Obsession deck, but it feels good that we won with the Green-Black deck, and we will be back again soon, as always, with something new. And if you enjoyed, please remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and drop a like if you feel like sending some love on the internet. That's it for this one. Later all.